Welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Bon Radio.
And right now, hold on to your hats because it's time for liftoff. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got there first. I beat him. Le gané.
Liftoff. 30 minutes.
As we say in English, I beat him to the punch. Le adelanté.
Get ready. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no name time. On Bon Radio. It's the show
With no name.
Come on. Let's go.
It's electric. Ow, 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 ow. That's not what I meant. Okay, it's shocking. Ow, 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 ow. I didn't mean, when I meant electric, when I meant shocking, I didn't mean I was going to get an electric shock, but hopefully you'll get a little boost, un aumento, a little English boost here on the show with no name. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to be here. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to spend this 2-hour period with you guys. I would go as far as to say it's magical. So welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, folks. We've already lifted off. The sky's the limit. Man, there's a lot of traffic around here today. Ooh, there's a train too. Wow, everybody's listening to Vaughn Radio. Doesn't matter whether you're on the plane, the train, or just waiting to get on one. Or maybe you're just chilling on your couch. Quizá estás de tranqui en tu sofá, your couch, or your sofa, wherever you may be. Give yourselves a round of applause. For kicking butt and taking names. I think the translation would be arrasando, petándolo. And folks, today's a very, very special day. I'm sure many of you are familiar. But if you're not familiar, well, let me see if, oh, don't tell me I don't have this over here. I gotta have it. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. All right. Whoa. I got nervous for a second. But either way, folks, we are ready to celebrate. I think you know where I'm going. So I want everybody to crack a beer. All right. Preferably a Guinness, because it's St. Patrick's Day. As they say in the Emerald Isle, slancha. Eso es chin chin. Salud. Slancha. Thanks for joining us here today for a very special show. We are partying. And you know what? One thing is that it's St. Patrick's Day. And another thing is that it falls on, you guessed it, a Friday. Yeah. Crack those beers, pour those pints, and get ready to celebrate Irish pride. Woohoo! That's not really an Irish sound. It's an American sound. Woohoo! But as you'll see in the episode of FYI, what country doesn't celebrate this holiday, even if it's just saying to someone, Happy St. Patrick's Day. You know, Christmas. I don't think Christmas is celebrated in as many places as St. Patrick's Day. And if you want to celebrate, you can celebrate here with us on the show. I'm sure you just heard from my buddy Fitz and his program, No Excuses. And if you want to really get down and deep and you want to find out about Celtic culture in general, you can join me and Fitz and my student Isa, who lived in Ireland for 3 years, 2 or 3 years. They joined me on the podcast. So you got a brand new episode. What a perfect day to pour yourself a pint and learn about St. Patrick and all things Irish with none other than El Mismísimo Fitz from Vaughn's No Excuses. So, folks, happy St. Patrick's Day. Whether you celebrate it or not, doesn't matter. It's just a reason to get together and celebrate something. And again, do you need a reason to celebrate? Isn't it Friday? I mean, depending when you're listening to this, if you're listening to this live right now, it's Friday, baby. So we've got to celebrate. We're going to celebrate life as well. And even, that's the thing. Even when there's nothing to celebrate, there's no holiday, I'm sure you can find something to celebrate. Hey, just the fact that you can learn every day. You can learn English for free with some of the greatest teachers. And I'm not including myself. Fitz, Tosh, you can learn English with some of the greatest teachers right there. That's something worth celebrating. Algo que vale. And it's free, and you make friends. And we have events too, all kinds of different events that you guys can attend, such as Feria del Libro Madrid, May 26th, el 26 de mayo, to June 11th, el 11 de junio. Don't miss it. We're not going to miss it. You better not. Oh, man, if you miss it, I'm going to be totally sad. Well, I mean, you have plenty of time. Tenéis tiempo de sobra. You got plenty of time to plan ahead. So mark your calendars. May 26th to June 11th. It's Feria del Libro Madrid, and it's one of our favorite times of the year. Remember, another way you can stay up to date with what's going on in the Vaughan world is by following us on social media, and you'll learn English, of course. You'll find out about upcoming events because we've got the book fair. We've also got Vaughan Radio Trivia Night. That's April 12th, another day you can mark your calendar, April 12th, and that's at 8:30 p.m., and that's at Roll Madrid. It's Calle de Amañel. So a lot of different things that you can find out about, and you can learn English, which I think that's the most important thing. And then you'll do really well on our pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Who's going to sing it with me? Pop quiz. Hands up. Let's go. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Doobity boop, doop, doobity boop, doop, doobity boop, doop, doobity bop, bop, doobity boop, boop, doobity boop, bop, boom. All right, folks. Well, I already told you got Fitz and his program, No Excuses, which is just an amazing program. As I said, any of the teachers you may like at Vaughan, you have Fitz to thank. Fitz, Tosh Pasqua, she didn't train me, but just a couple years after I started, Tosh joined the team. So anybody who's joined Vaughan as of 2000, I don't know, They've been trained by Tosh Pasqua. You should follow Tosh Pasqua because lately she has been killing it. She's always been an amazing teacher, and killing it es algo positivo en inglés. And she's been killing it on social media. So that's awesome. She's getting a lot of views. She's getting a lot of engagement from all of you guys. So make sure you support her, because that's a way, if you don't have any money, that's fine. I understand you, believe me. But a way you can help is by, interacting, saying, hey, I really like these videos. And if anything, it'll just bring a smile to her face or my face. And that's magical right there. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. Sometimes I wake up, I always wake up, thankfully. But sometimes I wake up and I'm like, all right, while I'm making some coffee, let me check my social media. And I start checking, just before everybody's up and everything. And a lot of times it just takes about a minute or two. And I'm reading through Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or wherever. And within the first minute, I am beaming. And when you're beaming, you're smiling. It's a huge, when you're beaming, you're lit up. Estás encendido, estás iluminado, estás, you can see it in your face. So thank you, seriously, for liking, sharing, favoriting, whatever you do. Thank you, because again, none of it would be possible without you guys. We wouldn't, if you guys didn't spread the word about Vaughn Radio, well, people wouldn't listen to Vaughn Radio. And if people don't listen to Vaughn Radio, then they wouldn't know about us. See what happens? See how important you are in that chain? You, and especially you, our super students, our super show with no namers, as I call you guys. I mean, you're the proof. When people see you, when they hear you, and they see you feeling comfortable in English, and just, you really, I hate to say the expression, you're like a pig in shit. Estás en la gloria and hablando English. I mean, you might, who cares? You might mispronounce something. You might make a little grammar mistake, but you're not afraid of English, and you're ready and willing. This collocation we use, estás preparado y con ganas y dispuesto, ready and willing to speak at any moment, right? Somebody, in fact, you're looking, if you're a great student, you're looking for opportunities to speak, to use your English. And I know you guys all fit into that category. So I've already talked about Fitz. I've talked about Tosh Pasqua. I mean, what can I say? You got to give praise where praise is due. You got to give credit where credit is due. Praise, elogios, credit, mérito. And those are two of our heavy weights in Vaughn. They're just amazing. And then we've got a tall guy. I remember he used to be a little bit lankier. When you're lanky, it is como largucho, but then he filled out. Kyle used to be a lot skinnier. I'm referring to Kyle. And now he's not fat. I mean, he doesn't look like a little skinny guy. He, obviously he takes better care of himself. And when you're a kid, you look like a kid. And well, we're no longer kids. Sorry, Kyle. My point is, it's been amazing to see Kyle, from this lanky little guy who was just like, I studied business. I want to write a book. I want to do a radio show. And seeing Kyle just kick butt is another magic moment, because I was there. I've seen him go from teaching to joining us on the radio to doing TV stuff to proposing his own ideas that, came exclusively from him. And you guys can learn from my buddy, my great friend, my pal, Kyle Miller, every day on his program. It's called Drive Time. It's a great show. It's perfect for the commute when you're on your way home, de camino a casa. All right, well, let's see what Kyle gives us for today's pop quiz. On his show, he's got a section called the Twitter Translation. And this one I think is going to be pretty easy. Well, we'll see. We'll judge it by your responses. Ella dejó escapar un suspiro. Ella dejó escapar un suspiro. There's your translation. It's coming from the show Drive Time. It's on Vaughn Radio. The best way, download our free app or follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, and you'll never miss an episode. And speaking of podcasts, I'm going to share a little clip of Fitz on my podcast, FYI. And this is Fitz giving us some advice, algunos consejos. So yesterday I played the intro for you guys, right? There's always an intro to the podcast that I write and produce. But this is Fitz. This is us saying goodbye in the first part of the podcast. And I ask Fitz to offer us some advice. And well, let's hear from Fitz. Fitz, before we say goodbye on this part, why don't you give us a little piece of advice or maybe some kind of saying? I don't know. It doesn't have to be exclusively Irish, but maybe something that you could leave them with.
So it's a little cheesy, but this was hanging in the hallway of every house when I was a kid. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warmly on your face. And may the rain fall softly on your fields.
I knew you would have the right words to say. I sure hope you'll join us in the bonus part of today's FYI. There it is, my buddy Fitz on the pod. You can catch it wherever you get your Vaughn podcast. Just search for Your English. Because if you search for FYI, there's a lot of shows that are called FYI. So if you go specific for Your English, you'll find it. And there are right now, I checked yesterday, because remember, every week you get one episode. If you're one of my students in my community, you get 2 episodes. So right now, available to everybody, I think there are 220 podcasts, okay, including bonus parts. Now, if you're in my community, obviously every week you have 2, so you have a lot more. The thing is, the bonus ones, eventually, like when I'm in the 5th season, so now I'm, releasing some of the ones from the 3rd season, some of the end of the 3rd season. So usually about at the end of each season, I start releasing some ones from previous seasons, all right? And I try and plan them and schedule them accordingly. And what do I mean? Well, when are we going to get the bonus part of Las Vegas? When is it going to be available to everybody? Well, the day Las Vegas was founded. So there's a reason. I'm always trying to tie it like, oh, today's donut day. Well, guess what? Today, as a special treat, pun intended, a sweet treat, you guys will have access to the bonus episode. So all you have to do is follow, because once those are available, those bonus episodes, if you're extremely patient, you'll get them. You'll get it automatically. So that's the best thing about following, subscribing, getting notifications, because you'll never miss anything. And that was wonderful what Fitz said, wasn't it? He said it was something that they used to have. It was cheesy. I don't think it's cheesy at all. I love it. Actually, I think it's absolutely inspiring. And I think we should take a look at it really quickly, because he said some beautiful words in this. What is it? It's more of a, well, you know what? Let's get the right atmosphere. This is like a parable. Yeah, it's a saying, a quote. Okay. Now, normally, instead of saying the whole thing, we shorten it. Lo acortamos. May the road rise up to meet you. Que la carretera levante a introducirse contra tu pie. O sea, que sea fácil el camino. May the road rise up to meet you, Fitz said. May the wind be always at your back. O sea, que el viento no va en contra ti, te empuja. The pilots love that one. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. May the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. That's beautiful. And it's a traditional Irish blessing. It's an ancient Celtic prayer. And of course, I just recited it for you guys, but Fitz does it a lot better with his Irish accent. All right, well, let's go on over to our chat room. We'll see who's on board the nonstop rocket ship to wherever you want to go. There's Born to Iron Man. He says, hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, friends. Happy St. Patrick's to you, too. Now, here's something I asked Fitz about, because in the States, we say Happy St. Patty's Day to shorten it. And I asked him, is that offensive? He goes, it depends. Because if you say Fitz is a Paddy, that's an offensive way of saying an Irish person. But if I call it St. Paddy's Day, Patrick, I'm using it as, you see what I mean? It's the intention behind it. So just so you know, don't call an Irish person a Paddy, right? It's not cool. But you will hear people say, hey, happy St. Paddy's Day. Totally normal. And I asked him about it just to make sure. Vero says, good morning, beautiful people. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I see you're all ready to celebrate. There's David, too. He says, good morning, good morning. Or as my Irish friends say, top of the morning to ya. I don't know why I always have to sound like a pirate when I speak Irish. When I try and speak with an Irish accent. There's German. And German says, morning, guys. Welcome to this Magiletric show. I like it. I like that made-up word. It's a great one. There's Kubla. He says, good morning, tantalizing colleagues. You're too much. Good morning, confident comrade. I'm gonna te lo devuelvo, formal. Elena says, let's get the ball rolling. Are you serious? Pongámonos en marcha. Let's get the ball rolling. Vamos a poner el balón a rodar. Don't you say the same thing? A very good morning, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, Elena. There's Marta. Marta says, morning, guys. TGIF. Can I add? It's been a tough week. Ha sido una semana difícil. Can I add an F? Thank God it's Friday. Ahora sí. Now, Marta. Chris says, morning, folks. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's make a toast to Fitz, Alberto, and my mates. Slancha. Slancha means great one. Chris, I can tell you listen to the podcast. There you go. Crack a beer. Enjoy. You deserve it. You guys have been kicking ass. Oh, and Chris, thank you. Thanks for reminding me. It was lovely to listen to Isa. Yes, Isa, one of my students in my community, just a wonderful person, really amazing person, and great student as well. And she lived in Ireland for, again, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years. I say it in the podcast. It's not important. The important thing is she loves Ireland, and she talked about Ireland as well, and she did a wonderful job. So a nice round of applause for Isa. Isa. All right. True. I almost forgot. Because, of course, Fitz was there for the whole program. And Isa, we heard a clip from Isa, and she did an amazing job. Seriously. Hats off. All right. Diego Alonso. I recognize that name. I'm telling you, it rings a bell. Oh, yeah. It's my dad. You say my old man. I say my young man. No, es mi viejo, mi joven. ¿Qué pasa? He says, great morning, everyone from Greenwood Lake, New York. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah. There's Laura. We couldn't have a sweet show without lovely Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Let's get our daily boost of English and energy hand in hand with our gifted teacher. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Oh, God, you guys are going to make me cry. You know me. I get all choked up. I get emotional, you know? Kubla says, you can include yourself. According to RG, I don't know who that is. RG. According to RG, your show is only second to the legends. Oh, man, I'm not good with the nicknames. Oh, man. Well, either way, again, I will never, ever, you'll never hear me say, I'm an excellent teacher. I'm a great teacher. I'm a good. Nope. Why? It's not a decision I need to make. It's a decision you guys, my students, need to make. And since you're here having fun, well, that's a good sign. I'll take it like that. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. I can't believe it. Time is just flying by. But as the old expression goes, time flies when you're having fun. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. And may the sun shine warm upon your face. Isn't that a great feeling? Spain, we're lucky, at least from Madrid south. And of course, we need that rain. May the rain fall soft upon your fields, tus campos. And until we meet again, I taught you the other day, happy trails to you. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, amigos. How many beers have you had so far? Go easy. I mean, hey, maybe it's a good time to send me a voice message. So many people tell me I speak better English when I have a few beers. I said, no. That's not true. They're like, what do you mean? They look at me like, are you serious? I'm like, oh, I'm dead serious. What happens is you lose your inhibitions. You don't care what people think. I go, I can guarantee your English doesn't improve. You know, it's not like alcohol sets off something up in the brainstem, the medulla oblongata. Maybe. I don't know. I'm no scientist. But I do know when you've had a couple drinks, you're like, let them judge me. Let them judge me. But since we can't afford, our liver and our wallets can't afford to have a couple drinks every time we're going to speak English, we have to try and get in that mindset. Meternos en esa mentalidad. Folks, we've got to kick off the second part of the show with Say What? Say what? What? That's right, amigos. It's the Say What soundbite, only on the show with no name. Are we going to hear somebody with an Irish accent today? I don't know. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let me take a look. I don't even remember who it was. I think it'll be easy. I think you guys will definitely figure it out. Yeah. All right. Well, as always, you're going to hear this soundbite 4 times. You're going to have 4 chances to write it all down After these first 2 listens, I just want you to give me your observations in your best English possible. Is everybody ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've always wanted to do Lollapalooza, but we just never felt the timing was right or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting. Oh, let's wait till we're the headliners or something.
All right, I lied. The guy mumbles. Mumble. To mumble. It's to not open your mouth when you speak, right? Don't mumble. Don't mumble. For me, it's frustrating when people mumble. I do it sometimes. Sometimes my wife says, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, just..." It's like when you're saying something aloud, but you're thinking it too, and you're like, never mind. All right, so let me give it to you a second time, and then we also have to take a look at our pop quiz. As we said before, we didn't get a chance. We got so many comments, which is amazing, that we haven't gotten a chance to see if you guys got the answer. I trust that you have got the answer, but we'll find out in just a moment. This is the Say What soundbite for the second time.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've always wanted to do Lollapalooza, but we just never felt the timing was right or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting. Oh, let's wait till we're the headliners or something.
All right. There you go, folks. That's the Say What soundbite for the second time. All right, let's go on over to our virtual chat room. I want some music. Yeah, there we go. Give it a little, it's Friday, right? All right, cool. All right, let's see. Kubla says, I've never been to the Emerald Isle, but if Fitz is a sample of what's there, I'm in. Well, you guys in Spain, we really have no excuse. Ryanair, you can get to Ireland for like $10. Last time I checked. But that's probably why I haven't been. Well, I've been to the airport. I tell you about it in the episode. All right. Born to Iron Man, taking a stab at our pop quiz. And he says, she left out a sigh. Born to Iron Man, ooh. Instead of leaving out, omitiendo, you added an extra F. There's an F in there. In fact, the only F in there shouldn't be there. Because to leave out is omitir. So leave, left. You left it out. You left out the most important part. No, cuando alguien te cuenta una historia. Oh, I didn't mean to leave it out. No quise hacerlo. Let's see. Next one, Elena. Elena says she let out a sigh. Nice job, Elena. You've been on fire lately, Elena. Don't think I haven't noticed. Yeah. There's Kubla and Laura. They got it as well. A sigh. Do you know an easier way to say it? She sighed. That's right. She sighed. So the word is S-I-G-H, and it's got an E-D, right? At the end, it's a regular verb, that means. All right? So she sighed, pero más, si queremos traducirlo perfectamente, it's she let out a sigh. Let's see, German says she heaved a sigh. Oh, wow, that's like, so heave sounds like lanzar como. It's okay. It's a little too much. I would say the most natural way, she let out a sigh or she sighed. There's Lupe. She got it as well. Wow. So many people here participating in our pop quiz. Great job, folks. Lupe as well. Laura says, what a beautiful Irish saying. Yeah, it is. As I said, in the States, we usually use the first part. May the road rise up to meet you. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it? All right. Nihad says, good morning, beautiful people. God bless you. Hello, Nihad. How are you? Always lovely to hear from Nihad. Mr. Positivity. Well, when ESD, es que no rima, Nihad, I got to think of a nickname for you, Nihad. Even though I like your name, I'm not saying I don't like your name, right? Giggler. Oh, man. This is a magical moment. Giggler, she says, what's cooking? And I'm going to add something. I'm going to add it right back to you. What's cooking? Good looking. Yeah, we love rhyming stuff, guys. I know. She says, morning all and happy St. Patrick's Day. Elena, that one's for you right there. Okay. What's up, Giggler? Well, I'm going to call you Giggler and Elena. I don't want to say people's last names just in case. Let's see. Vero, old school in the house. Vero says she left out. So, guys, be careful. A couple people made that mistake, right? She let out instead of she left out. Okay. Monse says, hi, guys. How you doing? Missed ya. Have a wonderful day. Well, Monse, it's great to have you back. Every time you're here with us, we have tons of fun. Why? Well, because you are an amazing addition to our program, especially when it comes to these totally native expressions that come from the most popular series. So, Monse, great to have you on board as well. All right, now we've got a lot of people who are participating. Guys, this is amazing to see so many people participating. Let's go on over here and see what you guys had to say about the Say What soundbite. Kubla says, I heard an American man explaining how him and somebody else couldn't do something on account of bad timing and circumstances. All right. Wonderful job. Great. All right. I heard an American man explaining how him and somebody else, alguien más, couldn't do something on account of. So you got three ways to say that. Lo menos formal, lo más normal, because of. Right? Because of. Next, formal, due to. The most formal, on account of. Kubla, I wouldn't expect any other way. Great. On account of. But it's good to know. Sometimes you want to be formal, sometimes you want to be informal. The most normal one, we're not going because of the rain. We're not going due to the rain. Okay, due to is más fácil, no, al final. But I think because, well, also we don't say because of, we say cause of. ¿Ves? Digo, ¿por qué vamos a decir cuatro sílabas? Because we don't say because of, we say cause of. I'm going cause of the rain, cause of, nos cortamos la F. You remember, don't look at the way we write things. It's just going to confuse you. Just listen to the way we say them. I'm not saying you shouldn't read and write, obviously. But sometimes you're like, pero hay una L, forget about it. Forget it. It's just there to mix you up. Liarte a ti. Personalmente. Let's see. Elena says, an American man talking about the right time to strike when the iron is hot. Awesome idiomatic expression, Elena. To strike while the iron is hot, which is aprovechar el momento perfecto / adecuado. Oscar, what's up, dude? He says, hello, guys. TGIF. It might be an American guy speaking a mile a minute who never finds time to read something because of the circumstances. And he finally only read the headlines. Oscar, great. I'll just give you a little clue, just to steer you all in the right direction. He doesn't say headlines, que son las portadas, ¿no? Lo que está pasando en el mundo. He said headliner. Okay? Pero bien, buen oído, sí. You heard correctly. Just to steer everybody, dirigidos en la dirección correcta. He didn't say the word headlines, headliner. Quizá te ayuda un poco. Laura, there she is, lovely Laura. She says, I heard an American man explaining how he and someone else have been waiting to do something for a while because they reckon the timing and the circumstances were not right. Excellent job. There's Chris Valrol. She says, this young man not only mumbles, but speaks a mile a minute. Well, native speakers do it, Chris. Right? I'm sure when you start talking with your best friends, you're like, or not. Or I'm sure if not you, one of your friends or a couple of your friends, because that's how we do it. She says, I only got a few words like timing and maybe rider or reader. Nope, no reader or rider. But good. All right. Well, you're going to hear it 2 more times. She says, but not by a long shot. Ooh. Vamos, ni de lejos. Right? I think you would say. The gist of it. No pilló el hilo, the gist of it. Well, don't worry, guys. As I said, you know we always let everybody know by the end of the show what's going on. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. All right. Well, then you know what time it is, folks. As always, we've got to move on. This is probably one of the most challenging parts of the show, but I know you guys will be able to handle it. It's our Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. It is our Spelling Bee only on the show with no name. And as always, I'm going to spell 6 things for you today. They're names. They are people's names, and they all have something in common, as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Since they're names, obviously, they'll be capitalized. And that's it. Anybody have any questions? I don't think so. I think that's pretty straightforward. Straightforward significa sin rodeos. Te lo cuento. So you're going to hear it twice. The first time, oh man, good luck. This is round 1. The first person is CONOR space MCGREGOR. The second one is LIAM space NEESON. The third one is MICHAEL space COLLINS. The fourth one is MAUREEN space O apostrophe HARA. The fifth one is JAMES space JOYCE. And the last one is OSCAR space WILDE. Give me a second to catch my breath, please. Oh my God. If you got it on that round, you are definitely in the big leagues. You are definitely playing in a different field. And we know there are usually a couple people who always get it on the first round, right? But remember, don't compare yourself to them, because if I compare myself to the likes of Born to Iron Man, Kubla, Chris Valrol, Lupe, those of you who usually get this on the first go, I can't hold a candle to you guys. Me ganáis, me dais mil vueltas. I can't hold a candle to you guys. All right, let's see. Have we got a winner? The first one to participate is Kubla. The first one's correct. The second one is correct. The third one is also correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is also correct. And oh no, I'm just kidding. You're like, what? Get the fuck out of here, man. How else are you supposed to spell that person's name? All right, well, great job, Kubla. And right on his heels, look, I said their names, and look, there they are. Born to Iron Man, and it looks perfect too. So wow, 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 wow. What can I say? I'm speechless. That's, I mean, I literally did not stop to breathe at all. Y cuidado con esta. I didn't stop breathing. Es no dejé de respirar. I didn't stop to breathe. Es no paré para respirar. The meaning of those sentences change. So stop. I remember somebody told me at a party, somebody said, stop to touch me. And the rest of the night, people would walk by y cada vez que pasaban, paraban, le tocaban y seguían. Deja de tocarme. Stop touching me. Not stop. Very, you're saying the opposite. I'm just telling you. And there she is, Cris Valrol as well. Wow. The Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity over there. That's right. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Oh, and there's Lupe too. Wow. Lupe and Cris. Oh, wow. Wow. Excellent. Excellent. All right, my amigos. You know I love my sound effects. Oh, and my database is getting huge. Yeah, I had to move it over to a hard drive, un disco duro, because now I have about 300 different sound effects. So what I usually do is when I need a sound effect, I look for it, I find the one I want, then I take it into my editing software and I adjust the volume to whatever I'm used to working with. And I think since I started FYI, I started collecting, sound effects. So you can hear on this show anything from, a plane to, oh, careful, a thunderclap. You never know. There could be some birds tweeting in the background. We could even have a Wild West shootout here at any moment. You never know what's going to happen. You can expect the unexpected. But wait, who's calling in the middle of a duel? What the hell's going on here? All right, I'll stop with the sound effects. But I have fun. I enjoy producing the show live, which is, one thing is just, presenting it, and another thing is producing it live. That's why sometimes you probably look at my face and you're like, he looks lost, and I am. I'm like, oh no, que toca, que tengo que subir esto, what do I have to? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this little brain. O como decimos, in this thick skull. Also, guys, before we move on to round 2 over here, I want to read Leonardo, my good buddy Leonardo. He's participating in the Say What soundbite, and he says, maybe I've already had many Guinnesses. I heard an interviewee complaining about Queen Elizabeth, saying that it was not a good time to deal with her, and she did not do what he expected. Leo, crack another beer. Might as well. No, ya que estamos. Nope, nothing about Queen Elizabeth there. So you're right. You're drunk. No, I'm joking. I know I can joke with Leonardo because I know he's got a wonderful, wonderful sense of humor. All right. Well, we've got to do this, folks. It's round 2 of today's Spelling Bee. Is everybody ready? All right. The first person this is for everybody. Now, this is the other side of the coin, okay? So the first one, I don't expect everybody to get. If you get it, you're awesome. The second one, if you don't get it, you need to practice more. That you see what I mean? So we do this exercise for people who are like, come on, that's it? You can't go any faster? And for people who are like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it. So this is for the rest of us. The first person is CONOR space MCGREGOR. The second one is LIAM space NEESON. The third one is MICHAEL space COLLINS. The fourth one is MAUREEN space O apostrophe, muy irlandés eso, O'Malley, o el O lo usan. So O apostrophe HARA. The fifth one, JAMES space JOYCE. And the last one is OSCAR space WILDE. Now that, I think everybody can get that one. Let's see. Laura says, well done, Kubla and Born to Iron Man. You run circles around most of us, especially me. Great job, Lupe and Chris, too. Laura, nobody runs circles around anybody here. Okay? Again, I've seen some of our supers, and Laura, either way, since when are you not in the super show with no namer list there? Since when? So, my amigos, I think everybody figured this out. These are famous Irish people. And what better day than today to look at famous Irish people, Now that we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day together, having fun, I decided to make it an Irish spelling bee. We'll take a look at some Irish people, some of their contributions, right? It's interesting. Contribute, contributions. El inglés es jodido. All right, folks. So I hope you're having fun on this St. Patrick's Day celebration. And we're going to take a quick commercial break right now. I can't believe it myself. We are halfway through the show and we've got so much to cover. So, you know how this works. We'll be back in 2 minutes with tons more. If I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. What am I going to say? You know it. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Come on in, come on in. Time for the second half. Holy shit. Second half, third part, call it what you will. It's the show with no name. Get on board. All right, folks. Come on in, come on in. All right, what have we got to do? Well, we've got to listen to our Say What soundbite to kick things off. This is the third listen, and it's harder than I thought I'm seeing. All right, well, here it is, the soundbite, the Say What soundbite for the third time.
We've always wanted to do Lollapalooza, but we just never felt the timing was right or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting, oh, let's wait till we're the headliners or something.
All right, there you go. There you go, my amigos. That is, of course, your Say What soundbite for the third time. You're going to hear it one more time, but let's go on back to our spelling bee. Let's look at these Irish folks for a moment, and then we'll move on to our movie. We'll see. Maybe, do you think we have an Irish movie today? All right, well, I looked up the 10 most famous Irish people. And you know what? I'm really digging that music, so we can have it in the background as we talk about these people. The first one is Conor McGregor. I guess I should have started with the most infamous people. He's not good at making friends, is he? Conor McGregor. Yeah, I know Fitz is not a fan of his. No le soporta. And I know a lot of Irish people. Some who are like, oh, Conor McGregor, he's our hero, he's our idol. And other people say, what an embarrassment to the nation. Personally, I don't have an opinion. I don't watch fights. I don't like violence in general. You know, I see him sometimes on Twitter. People share fights and people hitting each other and hurting each other. And that kind of shit breaks my heart. So, not my style. Let's see. Number 2, Liam Neeson. I remember I said I got this from a list. It wasn't Schindler's List, guys. It wasn't. Okay. Liam Neeson, man. What an amazing actor. Extremely talented. He's been in so many movies, and I don't know. Every time I see his name in a movie, I'm like, it's going to be good. He chooses good movies, I think. Next up, we've got Michael Collins. Now, I wasn't familiar with Michael Collins. He was a revolutionary leader. That's right. A revolutionary leader from County Cork. Sound familiar? Like our buddy Fitz. And he became arguably the most influential figure in Irish history. He took part in the 1916 Rising, and he ascended in the ranks as the Director of Intelligence for IRA, Minister of Finance, Chairman for the Provisional Government, and Commander-in-Chief of the National Army. Somebody who was proud of his Irish heritage. Maureen O'Hara, famous Hollywood starlet, star of the silver screen. Probably one of the most famous Irish women to grace the silver screen. And then you've got, oh, how could we forget, James Joyce. The writer James Joyce, Ulysses. Well, we say Ulysses. They say Ulysses. And Oscar Wilde. Man, what a wild card. What is a wild card? Un comodín. A wild card. Oh, okay. All right. Oscar Wilde. All right. Well, folks, that was our Irish spelling bee. And since we've got a lot of stuff to do, we've got a lot of places to visit, it's time to go to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. It is time for your Name That Movie. And let's see, we've got somebody taking a stab at our extremely difficult Say What soundbite. Let's take a look. Let's see how you did. It's Kubla. And I'm looking for that key word. There's one word that I think that the doozy, as we say, la chunga, la difícil, la que tiene truquillo. And it's interesting because Leo's not the only one drinking. Es broma. You heard Elizabeth too, and it's not Elizabeth, but it's a worthy effort. The good news, you got another chance. Oh, yeah. All right. So, folks, let's take a look then at our movie. Here is your trailer. As always, I like to give you a little synopsis of the movie. All of this stuff comes straight from IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. Here we go. Multi-millionaire Tom Mullen's son is kidnapped. But after initially agreeing to pay the ransom, Mullen then decides to use the ransom money as a bounty. Oh, wow. Sounds like a lot going on there, huh? So, multi-millionaire Tom Mullen's son, o sea, el hijo de Tom Mullen, que es multimillonario, is kidnapped. If somebody is kidnapped, secuestrado in Spanish. Raptado, I think you also say. So the person is the kidnapper, which is interesting. It's a weird word because kid is niño and nap es una siesta. So the son is kidnapped, but after initially agreeing, inicialmente, we use that a lot, that adverb, agreeing to pay the ransom, el rescate, Mullen then decides to use the ransom money as a bounty. And a bounty, I believe in Spanish, is recompensa. Let me check it. Yes. All right. Hey, see, I knew the word in Spanish. So, sounds exciting, doesn't it? I mean, something exciting's going on over there. All right. Well, folks, we've got a winner. Please give it up for Kubla. The movie is Ransom. That's right. It's Ransom. And ransom, right? If we know the name of this movie, we learn the word rescate. I ran some yesterday. Corrí algo ayer, un poco. I ran some. Ransom. All right, the director is Ron Howard. Love Ron Howard and his movies. It stars Mel Gibson. Que no. Es broma, que es Mel Gibson. Pero me acuerdo la primera vez que lo oí, I was like, can you say that again? And my friend said, Mel Gibson. I'm like, Kubla, I'm just doing it because I know you love that sound. So Mel Gibson, Gary Sinise, right? And Rene Russo. Okay. And Born to Iron Man says the movie, Michael Collins stars Liam Neeson. See, I didn't know that. I wasn't familiar with that. So this movie, though, that we're talking about here is Ransom. And this one stars Mel Gibson, Gary Sinise. Do you know Gary Sinise? Yes, you do. Everybody knows Gary Sinise. Lieutenant Dan, El Teniente Dan de Forrest Gump. That's Gary Sinise. He's an extremely talented actor. And I don't just mean on screen. I mean on stage. He started one of the co-founded, I believe, with someone else, one of the most important theater companies in the United States, and it's called the Steppenwolf Theater Company. So this is a Gary Sinise. You see him as Lieutenant Dan, you know, this drug addict, Vietnam vet, missing his leg. Yeah, but the guy is a chameleon. You'll see him in another movie, and he's playing the clean-cut pulcro, you know. So quite a chameleon, and he's got acting chops, and he's given a lot of other people opportunities. If you open up a theater, that's an investment, but you're making jobs. You're creating jobs for actors. You're creating jobs for people in the different unions, set building, lighting. So in the end, of course, you could lose money. You could lose your shirt. But fortunately, let me see if I can. Steppenwolf Theater. It's the name of a group. There's a group called Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf Theater. And it's in Chicago. It was started by Gary Sinise, Terry Kinney, and Jeff Perry. And it's actually a very beautiful theater. And it was founded in 1974. If you're ever in Chicago and you can go see a show, it's one of those theaters that's legendary. Not just the actual building, the structure, but also the history it has. For so many important people producing very influential, iconic even plays, obras de teatro. So this movie, though, we're talking about is Ransom, starring the talented Gary Sinise and Mel Gibson. Talented, he plays his role well. When he's got to play the smart, fast talking, not the smart aleck, no digo listillo, the smart ass, fast talking guy. He does a good job. Now he plays the old man, right? What roles does he play now? I haven't seen him in a while. Well, either way, let's take a look at a scene from this movie. And Tom Mullen on live TV, está en televisión en directo. So remember, he's not saying he's on live, he's on live. Está en la tele en directo, right? Just so you're not hearing on live junto, porque it's live. Have you ever seen Metallica live? Pues igual, pero el on viene de on la tele. He's on live TV. The whole world knows, he says. The whole world knows my son, Sean Mullen, was kidnapped for ransom 3 days ago. Hace 3 días. This is a recent photograph of him, and he holds up, obviously, a photograph. Sean, if you're watching, imagínate, I can't even imagine the desperation. Sean, if you're watching, we love you. Si nos estás viendo. And this is what waits for the man that took him. Esto es lo que le espera al hombre que le raptó. This is your ransom, tu rescate, nombre de la película. $2 million in unmarked bills, billetes que no se pueden rastrear. Okay, they're called unmarked. So $2 million in unmarked bills, just like you wanted, como quisiste. But this is as close as you'll ever get to it. Lo más cerca que vas a llegar tú a esto. You'll never see $1 of this money. No vas a ver ni un duro, ni un dólar, we say. Not even a nickel, ni 5 céntimos. Normalmente es más normal decir, not even a dime, 10 céntimos, porque es una sílaba. You'll never see a dime or $1 of this money because no ransom will ever be paid for my son. Not one dime. Mira, sin haberme acordado, ahí está el dime, que es dime en español. Not one dime, not one penny, céntimo. If you want to learn about money, there's an FYI episode on money. Cha-ching. Instead, y ojo con esta palabra, porque he oído, no sé por qué, muchos alumnos decir instead of, es instead. Quiero que te imagines esta palabra sin la A. So, instead. Y lo solemos juntar con of. So, apréndelo como instead of, como una frase, right? Not one dime, not one penny. Instead, I'm offering this money as a reward, recompensa, on your head, por tu cabeza. Dead or alive, DOA. Okay? You know DOA? Excuse me. DOA is dead or alive. It's a Bon Jovi song. And I'm wanted, dead or alive, dead or alive. And I walk these streets with a 6-string on my back. So dead or alive, DOA, it doesn't matter. No me importa. So, congratulations. Vamos a pronunciar eso. Congratulations. You've just become a $2 million lottery ticket. tú te acabas de convertir en un billete de lotería que vale $2 millones. So a veces we don't have to say it's worth $2 million. We can put it as an adjective. It's a $5 million home. Acuérdate cuando es adjetivo, ese fuera. Get out of there. We don't need you. We don't need you. He says, except the odds, la probabilidad, we've looked at this before, except the odds are much, much better. Do you know anyone that would turn you in for $2 million? And to turn somebody in es entregarles a la policía. To turn somebody in. And what about this? What if I tell you, I'm going to turn in for the night? ¿Significa que voy a entregar la noche? No puede ser. ¿Cómo que voy a entregar la noche? Es una gilipollez. It doesn't make any sense. So there's where turn in is not turn in. Please turn in your papers. Entrega tus exámenes, tus papeles, your homework. Turn it in. But to turn a person in, I'm going to turn you in, man. If you break the law, I'm going to turn you in. But the one I gave you has nothing to do with either one of those. I'm going to turn in, me voy al saco, me voy a la cama. Very native way to say it. So there's turn in. Imagínate. Turn in, tres significados. Contexto es todo. So that wouldn't turn you in. Do you know anyone that wouldn't turn you in for $2 million? I don't think you do. No creo que le conozcas. I doubt it. Y fijaos cómo lo he pronunciado. I doubt it. La D de doubt, porque no es una T para americanos, es una D suave. I doubt it. Yo digo, I doubt it. Fíjate, no parece nada como doubt it, como está escrito. I doubt it. I doubt it. Dilo así, I doubt it. Did he say that? I doubt it. I doubt it. ¿Ves cómo ese sonido no tiene nada que ver con I, espacio D-O-U-B-T, espacio I-T? Nada. That's why I say don't get caught up on the way things look. Get caught up on the way they sound. So, wherever you go, vayas donde vayas, and whatever you do, this money will be tracking you down for all time. O sea, vayas donde vayas, hagas lo que hagas, este dinero te rastreará por todos los tiempos. Right? Will be tracking you down for all time. And to ensure, asegurarme, you can say assure or ensure. And to ensure that it does, to keep interest alive, para que no se muera el interés, para que siga despierto, I'm running a full page ad. And to run an ad is poner un anuncio. And full page, de página completa. A lot of people have done these before during kidnappings or a marketing campaign or welcome back, soldiers, the war is over, these kind of things, right? So a full page ad. Oh, the best ones are, John, I can't believe you cheated on me, you son of a bitch. No, Juan, no creo que me has puesto los cuernos, hijo de la gran tal. And lo ponen en una página entera, en el Diario de Galicia or wherever. I always thought that was a crazy revenge there. Everybody in the town, you can imagine your grandmother. John, I can't believe it. You're like, John isn't your grandma. Hello, John, are you? You're like, oh, no. Anyway, let me focus. So I'm running a full page ad in every major newspaper every Sunday. So he's got cash. As we said, he's a multimillionaire. He's rolling in it. To roll in it está forradísimo. He says, and he goes, I'll put it in every major newspaper every Sunday for as long as it takes, tarde lo que tarde. But, and this is your last chance, you return my son alive, uninjured, no lesionado, ileso, I think you say, unscathed is another way to say it. You will never see this money. Nunca verás esta pasta. Not $1. So, you still have a chance to do the right thing, que es un peliculón. Do the right thing. Es buenísimo. No sé cómo se llama en español. Seguro que un negro cachondo que vive en Harlem. I don't know. So, but a great movie if you haven't seen it. So you still have a chance to do the right thing. Hacer lo correcto. If you don't, well then, God be with you. Que Dios te acompañe. Because nobody else on this earth will be. And if that's not a threat, si eso no es una amenaza, I don't know what is. All right, well, folks, we've got to leave the movies now because we've got so much more to go. So let's go on over to the land of homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And as always, this is where we're gonna look at words that may sound the same, maybe not. I'll have you guys tell me. But the first thing is you have to be familiar with the words, right? Step one is you have to have heard the words to know how they're pronounced. First word is funny, comic. That's a very comic situation, a very funny situation. In Spanish, they give you the words here: gracioso, cómico, jocoso. I've never heard that one. Sounds too much like mocoso, in my opinion. Chistoso, that one makes sense. Humorístico, pero dice que esa es muy formal. Pues tira por ahí. Okay. Divertido, si es una persona, gracioso. Okay. The first word. So the first word, gracioso, funny. It's a synonym for the word funny. And let's not mix up those words because I've heard students mix up fun and funny all the time. Fun, divertido. Funny, gracioso. It's not the same thing. Okay, so that's your first word. You may be familiar with it. You may not. The second word is it's a bone, and it's part of the upper arm. Okay, it's part of the upper arm. Upper is superior, lower es el que está abajo, inferior, maybe. Upper, lower. So it's a bone of your upper arm. For some reason, I thought it was in your leg. See, I don't know my anatomy too well. Well, either way, if you want to learn this kind of vocabulary, there is an FYI episode on the body. Obviously, I don't know where this bone is, but don't worry. I did my research. I looked it up, and we don't just look at like all the body parts. We look at the organs, things like that. But in the episode, as with all the episodes of FYI, we look at the practical part too. Like, how do you say tengo, me duele la garganta? You can say my throat hurts, but it's much normal to say I have a sore throat, right? So these little things, you can say I have acid indigestion. I have acid indigestion, which is very difficult to say, as you can see. Or you can just say I have heartburn. So these are some of the things we look at in that episode. If you haven't listened to it, it's an episode on the body. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. All right. So yes, it's this part, the top part of the arm, not your forearm, your antebrazo, but the top part. So there you go, my amigos. Those are your two words. Hopefully you'll be familiar, maybe with one of them, maybe with both of them. But the important part is that you at least give it a shot, and that by the end of the section, when we come back, we're going to go to a quick commercial break right now. But at the end of the section, you'll know the ins and outs, los pormenores, the ups and downs, los altibajos. Well, do words have ups and downs? I don't know. I just wanted to teach you ins and outs and ups and downs. Sounds pretty exciting. Sounds like a roller coaster ride. Well, you know, the show with no name is like a roller coaster. So everybody, hands up. We're going over the first hill. Whoa! I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you're learning. And I hope you'll join us in the fourth and final part of today's show. If I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. After today's show, you've got Test Your English with Ximena Holiday, followed by Rob and Andy and the Lunchtime Show. Don't forget about Tosh Pasqua and Back to Basics, baby. Then Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. You've got Western Civilizations with Guy Williams. The Salad with Dave Boys. And don't forget to join us at our upcoming trivia night. Mark your calendars for April 12th, el 12 de abril. 8:30 p.m. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's taking place at Roll, Madrid. Calle de Amañel 23, and it's hosted by my good buddy, Juan Solo. All right, April 12th. Other dates of interest, May 26th. May 26th, we kick off the Feria del Libro here in Madrid. I hope you guys will join us. Richard's going to be there. Kyle's going to be there. I think everybody's name I just mentioned at Vaughn Radio is going to be there. Plus, more authors, teachers, and tons of surprises. As always, it's all kicking off at the Retiro Park as of May 26th. I hope you guys will join us in our book fair, our amazing book fair, which we look forward to every year. All right, well, we've got so much to do, amigos, so let's get right back into it. We're going to listen to our Say What soundbite. Nobody's gotten it perfectly yet, so this is your last chance, folks.
We've always wanted to do Lollapalooza, but we just never felt the timing was right or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting, let's wait till we're the headliners or something.
All right, there you go, my amigos. I'll give you a clue. Headliners. Isn't that at a concert? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. If we say the word headliner, I think of a concert. That's all I'll say. All right, maybe I'll help you out there a little bit. Because as we said, headline is what's going on in the papers. But headliner is usually the number one billed performer at a concert or a festival. Maybe that'll help you guys out. It'll give you a little clue to demystify today's tricky Say What soundbite. Also, we need to look at our homophones. Let's see what you guys came up with over here. The two words I gave you are funny, a synonym for funny, and húmedo, which is interesting because I guess it makes sense, but I would have never thought it was pronounced like that in a million years in Spanish. So, as I told you guys before, don't look at the way things are written sometimes because it'll just confuse you. I just need to think of it in Spanish and then take off the S, change the vowel sound, and I've got it. Whatever works for you, each individual has their own way of associating something. Okay, let's take a look over here. The first person to take a stab at it is Kubla. And Kubla, those are the correct words. And he says they sound alike. Okay. Vero, she says the correct words and she agrees, but she's scratching her chin, but she agrees. Let's see. Chris Van Rol, she says, I'd say they're homophones. All right. So you guys are telling me right now that three of my super show with no namers are telling me that these two words are homophones. Let's put it this way. Does anybody care to bet against them? I wouldn't. Nice job. The first word is humorous. Humorous. Oh, that was very humorous. Entretenido, gracioso, right? He's a humorous guy. It's another way of saying funny. And as I told you guys, I think it was maybe yesterday, sometimes the word funny can mean strange too. Why are you acting funny? No es porque estás siendo gracioso, porque estás raro. So that funny, you can be careful with that one. If you want to be completely clear, you can say you are humorous. You are a riot. Una reyerta, we say also. You're a riot, man. You are really funny. You crack me up. Eso es otra forma de decirlo. Me parto contigo. You crack me up. So the first word, humor, comes from the word humor. So we add the suffix us, humorous. Y ese us es importante. Famous, humorous, jealous. ¿Ves a dónde voy? Si puedes hacer este sonido, us. No es tanto us, nosotros, pero es más suave, más corto también, right? Jealous. Es como es. Jealous. Quiero que lo repetís. Vamos, let's take a look at a list. O-U-S ending list. Okay, here we go. Anonymous. Vamos hasta que tú dices, lo estoy diciendo exactamente como él. Anonymous. Disastrous. Famous. Jealous. You better be repeating this with me, guys. I know how to say them. Nervous. Are you nervous? No es nervos. Os. Nervous. Is. Miraculous. It's miraculous. It's tremendous. It's ridiculous. ¿Qué estás oyendo en común? Is. Right? This momentous occasion. Thank you. You're so generous. Your generosity is enormous. And one day I hope you're famous for that. Okay? Because it's a mountainous region. Montañoso. Nervous. Prosperous. He comes from a prosperous family. Wow. So if you can say us, puedes pronunciar la terminación de muchísimas palabras. That's right. I'm not trying to be funny. Claro. So humorous is the first one, humorous. And the second one is exactly the same. The only thing is it's spelled differently. So there you go. There's some kind of joke. And it's funny that your funny bone, tu hueso de la suerte, is near, right? It's your elbow, which is connected to your humerus. Somebody had a sense of humor there. Sentido de humor, sense of humor. Now, I don't say, this is interesting. I don't say I'm in bad humor or I'm in good humor. I say I'm in a good mood or I'm in a bad mood. However, Irish people, hablando de mis amigos, I know it because I've heard Fitz say it. He goes, he's in good humor. I would never say that. We would say mood porque somos vagos, right? So quite interesting there that it depends on where you're from. You say he's in a good mood. We do say in the United States sense of humor, but ya si hablamos de tu humor, tu estado de ánimo, we're talking about your mood. These are cultural things, little differences. The important thing is that you guys are all able to pronounce us now, okay? And don't be jealous because it is fabulous when you pronounce things correctly. All right, time to move on though, my amigos. Time for another challenge, our double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, my amigos. It's double trouble only on the show with no name. And as always, here's a challenge that's going to make everybody sweat. Yes, I want to make you sweat. Sweat till you can't sweat no more. Make me feel right. I want to push it some more. All right, now, seriously, is everybody ready? All right. This is going to be a tough one, I think. ¿Qué me estás contando que no sepa? All right. ¿Me lo dices o me lo cuentas? Would be the translation as well. ¿Qué me vas a contar que yo no sepa? ¿Me lo dices o me lo cuentas? Como me sé perfectamente cómo va esto. Okay, that's part one. The second part is deberías predicar con el ejemplo. Deberías predicar con el ejemplo. All right. And I can give you guys a little clue. Hey, if it helps. Todo lo que ayuda, right? Everything counts. There's our pipe organ that you'll find in churches and in old theaters. I remember the first time I saw a pipe organ. I don't remember if it was in a church or a theater, but it was pretty impressive. And in the end, what are churches? Theaters. No son teatros. They have their vestimenta, their costume, you know, their show. So same thing, right? You don't think so? Then why was one side of the Colosseum better preserved than the other side? I'm talking about the Roman Colosseum, because the side that people pass is the one that gets preserved, where the church and the clergy and the officials and the visitors who come, that side is in good shape. The facade, la fachada. But only one facade, not the other side. ¿No veis que en Roma, the one side is, the wall is a lot better, it's strong. They took better care of one side of the Colosseum. Okay, let's take a look. Elena's taken a stab at this double trouble. ¿Qué me estás contando que no sepa? Deberías predicar con el ejemplo. Elena says, you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. Excellent. So far, so good, Elena. You're preaching to the choir. You should preaching by example. I like what you're doing, Elena, and you're on the right path. Okay? De todas formas, ¿qué va después de should? ING? No, right? You should be, el infinitivo. You should go. So you should preach by example. Pero luego no usaríamos, si queremos usar esa frase, que es perfecto, Elena, gracias, to lead by example. Eso sí que es, ¿no? Predica con el ejemplo, es lead. O sea, creo que has mezclado ahí dos expresiones. Pero excellent, excellent job. You're preaching to the choir. You should preach by example. Te lo cambio a you should lead by example. All right, let's see. Let's see if anybody else got it more similar to what I have here. Laura says, you're preaching to the choir. Excellent job. She said, you should practice what you preach. Yeah, Laura. Nice job. Amen. Hallelujah. Excellent. All right. You are preaching to the choir. You should practice what you preach. Let's see. Kubla is going to try it a different way. And he says, I've already walked that walk. You should walk the walk. I like it. It doesn't, the first part doesn't sound natural, but I like what you did there, Kubla. Good. You always get points for creativity. Well, everybody who participated, not just in this section, but in all the different sections today and the whole rest of the week. And I'm not just talking about you guys who are here live. I'm talking about our podcast listeners too. And the people who tune in on the Vaughn Radio app, them too. We don't leave anybody out here. No way. So, you're preaching to the choir, okay? ¿Qué me estás predicando al coro? Nosotros no sabemos el sermón. Piénsalo así. Me lo trago todos los domingos, 3 veces, que soy parte del coro. An interesting word too, because you can say the choir or the chorus. La expresión es choir. Okay, que es raro. Es C-H-O-I-R. Choir se pronuncia. Chorus también es, pero no en la expresión. Y chorus también es estribillo de una canción. All right, so you're preaching to the choir. You'd better practice what you preach, no? Or you should, or you'd better practice what you preach. All right, folks, well, it's time for your favorite section, You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking, only on the show with no name. All right, well, here we go with today's jokes. If you get them, you can explain them. As you know, I always do at the end. So let's see if you get our first joke. What's a pumpkin's favorite genre? What's a pumpkin's favorite film genre, I should say, instead of musical? De película, género de película. Oh, easy. Pulp Fiction. No. Well, you know it's a movie. Everybody knows the movie, Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino, right? But what does Pulp Fiction really mean? Ficción barata. So es cuando hacían estas películas, these magazines, these novels from the 70s, which were just literatura barata, you know? So it's not considered to be highbrow literature. You know, it's just a funny story, stock characters, right? So first we need to know that the title of that movie means literatura barata, de medio gas, ¿no? Que no es muy profesional, no es nada especial, no es arte, por decirlo. Okay, so Pulp Fiction, which is a great name for a movie. But also, if you carve out a pumpkin and you make a jack-o'-lantern, you have to get all that pulp out of there. La pulpa, the inside part, where you got seeds and you've got pulp, right? Seeds and pulp. All right. And so there you go, folks. Pulp Fiction, their favorite genre, pulp. Okay, bad one. All right, what do you get when you drop a pumpkin? Easy, squash. No? Oh, wait, hold the phone. Folks, I want everybody to sing it with us. It's Elena's birthday. Go. Go, shorty.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Happy birthday, Elena.
We love you.
Happy birthday. Wishing you a one and what a. So it's a Friday. It's Elena's birthday, and it is St. Patrick's Day. Another one. All right. Let's look at that joke over there. All right. So squash. Well, to squash something is to squish it. Ambas palabras suenan como son. Right? Squash. But also, squash is calabaza. But let me clear something up here. It's not calabaza la naranja. It's the other ones, right? These are gourds. G-O-U-R-D es la categoría, calabaza. If something is in the category of calabazas, that kind of vegetable is called a gourd. Okay. And pumpkin is the orange one, and all the other ones, well, some of them have different names, but squash is one of them as well. So you get it? Squash, which is also a game as well. Oh, y ya que estamos con planta de huerta, gourd, calabaza, we have an expression, estás mal de la cabeza, estás fatal. You're out of your gourd. You are out of your gourd. Se te ha ido la pinza would be the translation. So you get it? Okay, last one, and then we're going to move on because we've got a couple birthdays to celebrate, including Elena's. All right, so why did the pumpkin take a detour? We looked at the word the other day, un desvío. Why did the pumpkin take a detour? Oh, easy. It wanted to avoid a seedy part of town. No. Well, I just told you seed. A pumpkin has seeds. It has pulp, right? And when you carve it, you got to take all that stuff out. Seedy? Well, what does seedy mean? Algo que tiene muchas semillas. Claro. Pero también es sórdido, de mala muerte. This is a seedy bar. This is a seedy neighborhood, right? Seedy. Es la palabra semilla con Y. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, but now it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her.
That's right. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And I worship like a dog with the sign of your love. I forgot the lyrics, but it's a great song. You know the song? Take me, not the way I sing it. You're definitely never going to know it. Take me to church. I worship like a dog in the sign of your life. Then you can give me your life. Offer me that death. What a great song it is. Irish, by the way. Irish singer, songwriter, and musician. His full name is a long name, but he goes by one word, and that is the person's name. His most famous song, the breakthrough single, Take Me to Church. We looked at the word preach today. Number 2, this person was born in 1955, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah, I already told you who he is. He also started the Steppenwolf Theater, and he was in the movie Ransom, which was today's Name That Movie. And last but not least, despite all his rage, he is still just a rat in a cage. Despite all his rage, he is still just a rat in a cage. I'm talking about the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins. See the pumpkin? Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. The second one is wrong, Chris. No, I said an American guy. So no puede ser Rene Russo. Well, either way, we've got to move on. Hoser is the birthday boy. Number 2, Gary Sinise. And number 3, Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. And that'll bring us over to today's Say What soundbite. This is Billy Corgan when he was a young Billy Corgan. Somebody said he sounds like a young kid. He was. He's not now. And he's talking about that word that everybody hated, Lollapalooza. The festival, Lollapalooza. Oísteis todos Isabel, or Elizabeth, creo, right? You heard a British royalty's name. Okay. So he says, yeah, I mean, we've always wanted to do Lollapalooza. Siempre hemos querido hacer Lollapalooza, el festival famoso. But we just never felt the timing was right. Nunca pensamos que era el momento adecuado. Or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting. No es que estábamos expectativos. Like, let's wait till we're the headliners or something. Right? It wasn't their goal. It's something that happened, which was a huge thing for the Smashing Pumpkins. That was one of the big steps in their career. So let's hear Billy Corgan. And the word you were looking for, folks, is Lollapalooza.
I mean, we've always wanted to do Lollapalooza, but we just never felt the timing was right or the circumstances were right. It wasn't like we were always waiting. Let's wait till we're the headliners or something.
All right, folks, and it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric, and thank you once again for bringing the magic every single day. Seriously, you guys are a great gang. You're an awesome crew. We looked at the word crew yesterday. Thank you for all your participation today and every day. I only hope that you guys are having as much fun as I am. I'm having a blast teaching you guys. I'm learning as well. This whole process since I started doing this show has been a learning experience too. I know some days it looks like I know what I'm doing, but really I have no idea, just like everybody. So folks, I wish you the best today and always. The song is Take Me to Church. I worship like a dog at the sign of your light. Awesome song. And it starts out with my lover's got humor. We looked at the word humor today, humorous. She's the giggle at a funeral. Hey, speaking of giggler, es la risita en un funeral. She's a giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. Sabe que nadie está de acuerdo, nadie se lo va a ceder. I should have worshipped her. Debería haberle alabado antes, sooner. This is an awesome song to say goodbye to. And What better way to say goodbye than with a song by an Irish guy? Happy St. Patrick's, and thank you.
She's the giggle at a funeral. Everybody needs approval. Should've worshipped her sooner. If the heavens never did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece.